So, good day, Mom, and we are the Group 3, and we are here to discuss about the organizational buying behavior of group market. So, first is, what is organizational buying behavior? So, organizational buying behavior, also called business buying behavior or organizational buying decision, is the behavior of organization while buying products or services that may buy such things for resale, reproduction, or to conduct an organization's operations. So, organizational buying behavior is the behavior or the kanabitang ambatasan of the organizations while buying or purchasing the product, which is kanang gibay sad nga product is i-resell sad na siya, like himuon sad na nga kanang business, i-resell siya or i-reproduce siya. So, organizational buying behavior is a complex decision making and communication process involving the selection and procurement of products and services by organizational buyers. So, organizational buying behaviors is komplikado ni siya na decision making kay tungod kay the whole organization is kanang need jud nga ang whole organization ang mo decide ani niya. Okay, so let's proceed to the organizational buying process. And so, organizational buying process refers to the process through which industrial buyers make purchase decisions. Every organization has to purchase goods and services for running its business operations, and therefore, it has to go through a complex problem-solving and decision-making process. So, organizational buying process, syempre, ang kuan ani is for the business or the organizations. Syempre, ang business, kaya kinahanglan masad na og mga supplies. So, you need to, or the organization needs to make a decision in buying the needed for the business. So, first is the market structure demand. Oh, but before that, example of this is the large grocery chains sometimes buy products directly from the manufacturer and resell them to the end consumer. So, mo lagi to like kanabitong the business or the organization mopalit sad sila og mga gamit or mga products na ibaligya ra sa nila, i-resell ra sa nila. So, first is the market structure and demand. So, organizational demand is derived demand. It comes ultimately from the demand for consumer goods or services. So, this market structure and demand is for the the product or services na the demand of the product or services, which is para sad siya sa product sad na imong himuon or para sad sa service nga imong service nga imong buhat. Okay, so next is the organizational buying decisions tend to be more complex than consumer decisions. So, organizational buying decision is kuan jud ni siya kanang mas komplikado jud ni siya than consumer decisions kaysa sa pagpalit ra sa usa ka consumer. Kay consumer purchases typically involve an individual decision making in a single step transaction. Compared with consumer decision making, business buying behavior is characterized by a formal multi-step process conducted professionally over a period of time involving many people interacting within a formal organization. So, kumpara sa pagpalit sa usa ka consumer, mas lisod jud ang kini tungod kay mas daghan siya og process and formal siya. Then mas komplikado jud siya. So the last one is the organizational buying process tends to be more formal than the consumer process. So mao to siya, mas formal jud ang organizational buying process than consumer process. So next reporter, please.
So hello everyone. So moving on to the next topic, which is the participants in the organization buying process. So the other term for these individuals or groups of people is the buying center. So these buying centers or individuals is they have the roles for the organization. So, but before that, we will first tackle or discover who these persons are. So, the first individual or the first buying center is the users. So, who are these people, no? So, users are those person that buys the product or services that is offered by company. So, mahog siya nga, like, mahog siya nga example ta ana niya. Because we are users, no? We are customers. We use different and various na products like shampoos, soaps. So, muna siya ang example. So, the next is the influencers. So, influencers, no. These are people who specify what is the product's ingredients, no, what are their benefits. So, mahog ni siya o kanang, mahog silang tawag na to nga advertisers, no? Influencers. And also, matagak po ni siya nga, kuan sila, kanang users po sila. So, ang example, mga influencers is silang Zainab, Alex Gonzaga, mga celebrities, no? So, naputay kuan kanang local silang katik, 'di ba? If nakaila mo. So, the next is deciders. So, these are individuals or authorities no nga checking sa products. So, matagak nga ma-process nila una dira magsugod ang kanang verification sa products, if okay ba siya nga i-manufacture and magamit sa customers, no, sa kuan jud sa tanan. And if ever kuan ba siya kanang safe ba siya nga product or service. So, muna sila ang mag-decide. So, no, deciders. So, the next is the approvers. So, sila mo mag-approve. So, inughuman og decide sa deciders. So, muagi siya sa approvers. If approve ba na siya. Like, finalizing na sa kanang product or services. So, nganong kinahanglan man siya nga i-approve? Because, no, mag-checking na siya sa mga kuan ka na ingredients and also sa kanang magasto. Like financing. Like, kaya ba sa organization? So, muna siya. So, the next is the buyers. No. Buyers, they are the customers. So, daghan na siyang klase nga buyers. They could be the need-based, no? Like mga customers nga kuan mo palit ra siya sa kanang product kay kinahanglan niya napoy uban nga loyal siya nga buyer. Dira siya nga mopalit sa kanang company or brand. No, daghan magklase nga brand. Like for example, soap. So, natay daghan nga soap, klase nga soap. Like beauty soap, tapos siya kanang pang germs, like Safeguard, sabi siya Palmolive, na tingali, Dove. So, daghan siyang klase. So, ang buyers, siya mo pili, no, kung unsa nga brand yang ganahan and what kind of soap na iyang gamiton. So, mo na siya ang buyers. So, the next, but not the least, no, mo na siya ang kuan last, no, is the gatekeepers. Okay, so gatekeepers, they control the flow of the information. So, bali matagak ni sila nga kuan kanang naa nila ang overall nga information about sa product or service. So, marag insiders ni sila, naa sila sa kanaganing like root sa kaning kuan company or organization. So, gatekeepers, dapat ni sila nga ilang i-keep ang ilang mga kuan info about sa kanang nga product or service. So, dapat jud nga kuan ni sila, kanang loyal ni sila sa ilaha nga company kay tuon sa man para dili ma-spread ang kanang mga ingredients sa kanang ilaha nga product. Kay what if atong ilang ibutang nga ma-spread ang kaning recipe sa example lang cake, what if ma-spread nya kwanto siya kanang bestseller to nila. So ang kagawasan is like makopy and mabawas-bawasan ang ilahang customers, and it could result to decrease of profit. So that is a very disadvantage if imuhang gatekeepers is dili responsible and true sa ilahang work. So mao to siya ang participant of sa kanang organization in the buying process. So first is the users, next is influencers, next the third is deciders, then fourth is approvers, fifth buyers, then sixth is the gatekeepers. So mo na siya ang kuan kanang participants or the buying center of the organization. So ang ilahang role ani is to participate in the decision making process, and who share common goals and risk arising from their decisions. So magkakuan jud ni siya kanang chain reaction. Kung naa gani masayop ani nila, edi damay-damay na tanan. So ang makaluluoy bali ang kaning nasa end, ang buyers, like ang customers. So mo to siya ang sa topic nga participants in the organization buying process.
So now, let's proceed to the major influences on organizational or business buyers. So the business buying behavior, kaya pwede siya maapektuhan sa lain-laing factors ug mao na ang ating i-tackle. Unsa man yung mga factors? Ang usa ka marketing manager kay kailangan na niyang studihan ang mga factors para ma-serve niya tarong ang mga customers. So the first factor na naka-influence is environmental. Nadira ang level of primary demand, economic outlook, cost of money, and etc. So we all know nga mausab-usab jud ang panghitabo sa atong palibot. Then ang atong environment is makaapekto sa atong mood. Nya ang atong mood is makaapekto sa atong buying behavior as a buyer. So an example like sa panghitabo sa atong environment katong pag COVID-19. So is demand kaayo sa atong environment atong nga time ang face mask o face shield. So naka-apekto ang atong nahitabo sa atong environment sa atong buying behavior kay nagpanik-buying taog para sa mga alcohol, face mask, and face shield. So mo to usa siya sa mga factors sa atong buying behavior as a buyer. So the next, organizational. Every organization kinadjay goals and objectives para mahibaw-an ang padulngan sa organization. Dili nga part atong ma-determine nga ang usa ka industrial buyer is pwede siyang lahi sa lain. So, sa organization as a factor kay naadira ang objectives, policies, procedures, and many more. So, nahimo siyang factor tungod kay inig ka mamalita ato jung i-follow ang atong goals and objectives. So, bali, naka-influence siya sa atong buying behavior.
Next factor is ang interpersonal or communication with people. Nadira ang authority, status, empathy, and persuasiveness. So, ang supplier is, sa diring part, ang suppliers, kailangan niya ka ng bantayan ang mga nahitabo sa buying center. So, buying center is, mo na sila ang group of people na naka-influence each other. So, kailangan niya i-watch carefully para may bawan niya ang mga nahitabo sa buying center. So, nahimo siyang factors tungod kay, for example, ako, persuade ti ka nga mapalit ani nga product kay example nindot siya nya ka nang barato rapod, so ikaw is kanang na-influence ka nako tungod kay persuade ti ka dayon ikaw mangagni sa kasalain. So ang atong communication each other is naka-apekto siya sa inyong buying behavior. So mo na siya ang kanang reason nga na factor ang interpersonal. So next is individual. Sa individual factor, nadira ang age, education, personality, kanang mga individual characteristics nimo ba? For example, sa business firm kay ang individual staff tubot sa jud na sila buying decisions. And then, ang ilang buying behavior is pwede na influence sa ilang ganahan jud nga paliton. For example, hilig siya crop top. So, mamalit siya mga crop tops. So, ang iyang buying behavior kay naapektuhan sa iyang personal nga preferences. Diri nga part kay gi-challenge ang suppliers nga makatunan ang mga characteristics sa usa ka tawo para maka-adapt siya sa demand o para pud mahalin ang iyang products. So diri nga part nagisgot ra jud ni sa buyers about sa ilang buying behaviors. So, next slide, please. So, next is organizational buying decisions. So, there are 8 organizational buying decisions. These are problem recognition, general need description, product specification, supplier search, proposal solution, supplier selection, order routine specification and performance review, which will be reported by Miss Sophia Memay and Miss Jaira Michelle. Next slide, please.
So let's talk first about the problem recognition. It is when someone in a company recognizes a problem or need that can be met by acquiring a good or a service. Problem recognition can occur because of the internal and external stimuli. So, internal stimuli is a business problem or need that surface through internal operation on the action of manager or employee. So, problem recognition and internal stimuli mo ni siya ang mga problem nga ma-recognize nimo through the action of manager and employee. For example, if that manager na siya nakalimtan nga process nga buhaton din nga like for example nalimtan niya inform ang iyang mga employees. So nga kani siya nga dapat din siya buhaton then yung employees wa kabaw ni diretso sila sa next step. So mo na siya ang problem nga makita sa internal stimuli. While in the external stimuli, it can be a presentation by the salesperson and ads or information. So, ang problem nga ma-recognize or makita sa external stimuli is kanang when a salesperson kay sayop ang iyang pagka-present sa product or ang iyang pagka-kuan sa product sa pag-present niya sa product sa customer or ang ads baron na ay sayop nga sulti or information nga nahatag about sa kana nga specific product. So that is that are the problems nga makita sa problem recognition. Next is the general need description. It is when a company describes the general characteristic and quantity of a need item. So, for example, aning general need description is kana, for example, sa inyong company or a restaurant company, a restaurant baron, then, you need kanang you need a frying pan. Then sa general need description ara ni may butang nga kana tulo ka frying pan baron ang imong need. Then ang characteristic niya, which is stainless ba na siya or ceramic nga frying pan nga, or unsa na siya nga klase nga frying pan nga nabandag ko, or kanang for small kuanra portion sa pagluto. Then next is the product specification. It is when the buying organization describe on the specific or best technical product characteristic for a needed item. So product specification, it provide a description and statement of the requirement of. So product specification, it provide a description and statement of the requirement of a product. It is a component of a product or the capability and the performance of a product. Also, the service or work to be performed to create that product. Next is the supplier search. Is when a buyer try to find the best supplier, no? Or so this is when the buyer now try to identify the most appropriate supplier. So the buyer conduct standard research to identify which provider of fare what they had and which ones have a reputation for a good quality, good partnership, and good value for the money. So supplier research, no, so money siya nga, which is ang buyer mangita or mag-research about kung kinsa gi pinaka the best nga supplier nga maka-provide sa product nga iya ginid nga, which is muhatag og good quality.
My name is Yara Michelle Estamblor, and I will be the one to discuss proposal solution, supplier selection, order routine specification, performance review. Proposal solution is a detailed plan that outlines potential advertising, marketing, and brand awareness efforts for a prospective client's business. It's drafted by a marketing agency or in-house marketers and addressed to stakeholders at the company. So, mali ang mga qualified suppliers are invited to submit proposals to the buyers. Supplier selection, the process by which firms identify, evaluate, and contract with suppliers. The supplier selection process deploys an enormous amount of a firm's financial resources and plays a crucial role for the success of any organization. So, mao ni ang mga buyer nga makareceive sa proposals and sila mo select sa supplier or suppliers. Order routine specification, a stage of the business buying process in which the buyer writes the final order with the chosen suppliers. Listing the technical specifications, quantity needed, the expected time of delivery, return policies, and warranties. In the case of maintenance and repair and operating items, buyer may sue blanket contracts rather than periodic purchase orders. A blanket contract creates a long-term relationship in which the supplier promises to resupply the buyer as needed at the agreed process for a set time period. Performance review serve to assess how the supplier is performing against the agreed key performance indicators and service level agreements. So, mo ni ang time nga ang buyer mo rate sa satisfaction with the supplier and sila mo decide whether to continue, modify, or drop the relationship against the suppliers.
Thank you for watching. Bye-bye!